she furnished her daughter's entire nursery for just $100. Not because it was trendy, but because it was necessary. And fast forward to today, where she has over 800,000 followers on social media, has been featured on national television, is part of the United Nations Fashion and Lifestyle Network, and has built a movement around turning nothing into something meaningful. This episode is about vision, guts, and what happens when you stop waiting for permission and start creating with what you already have. Take note, listeners. I'm your host, Jennifer Carter, and this is Unmute Yourself. This episode is for anyone who's ever thought, I don't have enough to start. So, without further ado, let me introduce you to Sarah Teresinski. She's a sustainable stylist, content creator, and creative force who also has a wonderful taste in beverages. We're both, look, y'all, Dr. Pepper, zero sugar, because we love it.
Oh, it's so good.
Who has built a movement around turning what you already have into something extraordinary. She's the creator behind It's Time for an Upcycle, a series that makes sustainable living feel accessible, fun, and empowering instead of overwhelming or expensive. And her spark when she built her daughter's, right?
Yeah, daughter.
Yeah, nursery for just $100, it grew into Reduced Style. And today she shares her work with more than 800,000 followers across TikTok and Instagram. She has been on the Today Show, the Drew Barrymore Show, and featured in outlets like Architectural Digest. But at her core, Sarah is someone who saw possibility where others saw limitations. I am so excited to have you here.
Yeah, I'm so excited
Welcome.
to be here. I love that introduction. I mean, can you just follow me around everywhere? That's fabulous.
Isn't that fun? It's always like when you get an intro, you're like, oh, I do all that. I have done all of that.
Well, yeah. You made me sound really cool. Thanks.
You are pretty cool. And can I just call out your fingernails? Because I think they're amazing. I
My,
know it's not your normal style, right?
I don't know. It was a 1980s New Year's Eve party, but it was really fun. I wore a little 80s dress and it was fun.
So fun. So fun. Well, number one, congratulations on getting the kids off to school today. First
Yeah,
day. Look, cheers to the Dr. Peppers. We did it.
the Dr.
Yeah.
Pepper. Yeah,
We-
they
we-
put all those funny memes out about kids looking like, like Jack Black, his hair's all. I'm like, that is me when I'm getting. It's not the kids, it's me.
No,
I'm a mess.
but you made it. We made it. And here we are.
Made it. Yeah, you made it.
Yeah. And so I love to hear your story, and I'm pumped for my listeners to hear your story. So we hear a lot about upcycling and sustainability, and you are someone who created it because it was like fun and you needed to, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So take us back to that season. And what did it take for you to trust yourself, right? And get creative?
Yeah. That was a long time ago. Gosh. I started sewing. I've always loved junking and thrifting and reworking things. Like I've always loved that concept of things. And I started thrifting, as a teenager. Mostly for clothing, not really for home decor. I didn't put those two together until I had my daughter. And so when I had my daughter, Lennon, who is 21 now, at the time, I was a single mom and it was just her and I. And I really wanted to create cool outfits for her. I lived in LA at the time. I wanted to go into Kitson and get her cute little thing. Just there's no way I could have afforded it. So what I did is I started taking my old band tees and my old maternity clothes, pulling them apart and making them into cool clothing for her. So I taught myself to sew. My grandma had shown me a few things when I was little, but I wish I'd paid more attention to her because, I would have learned so much from her. But I ended up, my mom and my brother bought me a sewing machine and gave it to me as a gift. And then I watched YouTube videos to learn how to sew. So I remember the first time I figured out how to make pants, I was so excited. It's actually really easy to make pants. And it sounds
hard.
it's not, but it was so easy.
Okay.
I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so accomplished. So that's how it really all started. I met my husband when Lennon was little. So we've been together and have two more kids. And of course, everything's totally different now. But back then I was really at a loss for how to provide for her. So that is where everything came into play with creating. So it wasn't about necessarily trusting myself to do it. It was just, I love design and I love style and it was a necessity. So that's where it all started.
So when you were doing this, right, you're sewing, you're making your pants, that blows my mind. Like, did you ever have an idea that it would turn into a career, or were you just solving the problem in front of you?
Just solving the problem in front of me. And a really good friend of mine and I started we did this thing called Butterbugs. We created this little company, and it was before I met Mike. And I would make bibs out of towels and like removable bibs. And I remember they just were so cute. And I would sell those, and we'd make uh, diaper wipes and like all sorts of like burnt cloths. We would just make tons of fun baby stuff and sell it. And we would do like little festivals. I don't think I've ever even mentioned that anywhere, but that's how it really all started. And then when I met Mike on our honeymoon, he was like, and I'd already been making clothing for Lennon. He was like, baby, uh, you need to, and I started calling it Redo Kids, because on our honeymoon, he's like, "You need to do something with this, and you should call it Redo because you redo everything for Lennon." And I was like, "Okay." So I started calling it Redo, spelled the fancy way, the French way,
Because it is fancy, yes.
do Redeux, kids. So it started off as Redo Kids. And so once we were married, I just dove into that. Blessed enough to have an amazing best friend that just was like, do that. That's what you want to do. Do it. So for me, it was a lot of doing things without any reward in return. It was just me trial and error, because at the time in social media, I didn't take before and after pictures. I would do video, and no one was doing video. I remember when IGTV came out, I was like, "Oh my gosh, they're doing video. I can do, I could put videos up." Um, Also, how I started my sustainable Christmas card, making video Christmas card 10 years ago. Everyone was like obsessed with it, and now people do reels, so it's like not even hard to make anymore. But that's how where it kind of started with the Redo Kids, and I decided, well, I'm kind of good at this. These kids look really cute, so I'm going to do some trunk sales, and then I'm going to do Fashion Week. I was in Kansas City at the time, and then I had a friend of mine come over, and she had seen some stuff that I was designing for Lennon, and I think I had some little leather cuffs, little that I'd made out of scrap leather, and she's like, "Can I use these in a photo shoot?" And I was like, "Yeah," she was an editor of a magazine, a mom magazine. And so she put the kids in it. And then I started doing segments for the local television, but all from me reaching out, because my brother had worked for Scripps TV, for HGTV, for Food Network for a long time. And he was like, "Sarah, if you want to pitch to a news station and you want to do a segment, you just need to pitch. And then at some point, if they need you, you'll hear from them. They'll have like they keep a little file of people back then. That's, kind of how they did it, I guess. And they'll pull from it if they need you." And so when I pitched, they just wanted to do it right away, just because it was all upcycled clothing. So that's where my first segment came into play. And then I just kept with that relationship, because I'm a little bit of a go getter, kept pitching, "Oh, well, do you want to do, you know, back to school fashion?" And then they were like, "Can you do upcycled Halloween? Can you do upcycled Thanksgiving? Can you?" So I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." And so then it started turning more into just not kids stuff, but everything style related. And that's when I really dove in to the home design stuff, which is really my favorite. And then that is when I switched from Redo Kids to Redo Style. And I had Instagram. I had like 700 followers. I didn't have TikTok. I had no presence. It's so funny now, because when I look at some of my friends who are influencers who have, on Instagram, they have 20,000 followers, and they still have 20,000 followers. And I thought that that was like the pinnacle. Like, oh, if I could only get to that, because Instagram is very hard to grow on, very, very difficult to grow on. So yeah, and then that's when social media started taking off a little bit. And then someone had said to me that worked with my husband, was like, "Why aren't you on TikTok?" And I was like, "I am not doing TikTok. It's not happening." And they were like, "No, you need to do it." And I was like, "Fine." So I started making TikTok videos, because, back then it was like everyone thought it was just kids.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's totally not. So I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna start my videos with, it's time for an upcycle. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do, and we're gonna do a quick transformation," because people love that. Because I've never been a photo taker. I've always been a video person. And so that's what I did. And then I got a email from the someone with Drew Barrymore show that, well, I was initially going to do the Today Show. I initially was going to do Hoda and Jenna, and they were going to come to my house. We lived in Dallas at the time. We're in Austin now. And they were going to come to my, I had pitched to the Today Show multiple times early on, and never got any, feedback or whatever. And then I can't remember if they reached out to me this time or I reached out to them. But somehow or another, they were going to come to Dallas, and we were going to do this really fun segment. And then COVID happened. And I was like, "Oh." That's not good. So then that was all put on the back burner. But then during COVID, I just dove into creating just everything, just putting out a ton of content for people, really helping people, really realizing that it's not just about the design, the necessity, but about the sustainability of it. And then that's when the producer for the Drew Barrymore show reached out because I had a video on TikTok. That friend that recommended TikTok, ceiling fan blades turned into hooks for my front door that went viral. So that's what he had seen. And so then I started doing that show, which was really fun and really a game changer for Redo Style. Just putting it a little bit out there more, really spreading the word of sustainability and design because it's about style, it's about helping people afford it, it's about sustainability. It's all of it together. So it really helps spread that message. So that's kind of like just a quick little version of how it kind of started and where it went. And, of course, I have my 2 boys as well who are totally into it. And so I'm always doing things for them. But I mostly do the design stuff now, the home design stuff, because that's what everybody wants to see.
That's so cool. And it sounds like you started, out of necessity, but then it also sounds like you absolutely love it and have a
Yes.
passion for it and just kept doing it and helping people. And then I don't know if you like the word fame
Oh,
or
no.
recognition or
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about fame. I would say there's definitely yeah, I know, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know
it
what you
grows, right? But it grows like beyond your wildest dreams.
Yes, it does grow, and it's
Yeah.
weird when you're at a thrift store, and I usually don't go thrifting now without someone being like, I love your stuff," and I'm like, "That's so weird."
Weird.
I'm not even like, I'm not famous, you know what I mean? So it's just weird.
Right, right,
Realize the stretch of social media, and if I'm thrifting, that's probably where people that might follow me would hang out, it's not like
right.
so, that's pretty cool, and I really appreciate that part of it as well because it's showing that you're helping people attain things that they might have thought that they might not be able to do. So, it is very strange how social media works. It's an
Yeah.
interesting I never I mean, because when I first did Drew, they were like, "She's like TikTok sensation." And I'm like, "My gosh, I've been on TikTok like 6 months." And I'm like, it's so weird because it's like you've been around being a stylist and a designer for so much longer than that. And so I was like, "But I'll take it. I'll
You'll
take
take
that.
it.
I'll take that TikTok." TikTok's
How,
awesome.
how has it changed for you, your identity and saying, like, I'm a TikTok sensation? I'm recognized when I go thrifting. Like, how are you able to hold that identity even from the early days, right? You're just making cool stuff because you like it and for your kids and your family and it's creative. How has that been?
Yeah, it's still the same.
Yeah.
If I were like really famous, that I might be giving you a different like, if I was like Julia Roberts, I might be giving you a different description, but, for me, I'm a niche. It's a genre that I'm in, so it's fun because people that upcycle and rework things and the style element is really fun, so there's really absolutely no difference at all,
I
except
love
that
that.
cool brand deals with sustainable people, I get to go speak fun places, I get to do shows, I get some cool product, but other than that, it's I
You're
mean,
you.
yeah, I'm just you. It's
Yeah.
not I'm not I think you think I'm a bigger deal than I am.
Can I tell you, like every single one of my clients, all of my clients, they're like, "I'm not that smart." Just like reading your introduction, right? Whenever I read somebody's introduction or bio, they're like, "What? That's me?"
Mm,
And yes, ma'am, that's you. So own that. But I am
yes.
curious, like you love the sustainability piece, right? That's how you get started. Nothing is wasted. How did that mindset translate into how you built your business and your platform?
Well, I think the reason I realized from a very young age that I had like a little bit of an inventor brain. My grandfather he was an eye doctor, kind of a quirky scientist guy, and was behind a lot of different inventions and things. And he's a cool guy. So I've always had a way of figuring out how to use something in a different way. No matter what it was. So I think when I started designing things and I realized that I was doing it with things that were thrifted or things that were old or things that were used, it's not like I reinvented the wheel. People have been junking and upcycling for a very long time. I most certainly am not the first. But what I think I did with it is I took it all the stuff that influencers do with design, I took it I know that I'm the only person that really does exactly what I do. I know there's people that furniture flip, and there's people that upcycle, and there's people that do DIYs, but I really tried to find a way to curate with my brand or with my platform, Redo Style, It's to have really cool design that's secondhand and thrifted, but also the sustainability element into it and really push that, but not push it like in your face. Cause I mean, if you forget your reusable bag at the grocery store, it's okay. Use the plastic one. It's
Right,
not,
right,
I mean, I found that whenever I heard a lot of people that were talking about the environment speak and stuff, everything is just, I'm like, what did they just say? Like, what? I really feel like you could get more people on board with the environmental stuff if it was made cool, taken down a notch, and really let them realize that not only when they're saving money and they're creating something cool for their home, they themselves, just that one little person is making such a huge difference. So I feel like I found a way just seeing those different elements and bringing them all together to create the platform. And that I believe has made me stand out and made Redo Style different. And it's all I do. I mean, it's not something I do. I have friends who are like, I'm going to be an influencer. I was like, great, do it. But you got to love what you're doing. And you got to do it every day. It's so much work. It's a lot. And so for me, it's not, I don't consider myself an influencer. I'm a designer and a stylist, but I know
right.
that influencer thing comes with it. So I just jumped on that surfboard and I'm riding it. It's fun.
Yeah, because you started not as an influencer and just showing your life, like you're doing something and you're sharing your craft and your creativity with the world through social media and television. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
actually started designing. So I was
right.
literally a clothing designer. I started as that, and then I started being a contributor for television and have done that like so many different places. So really, I had done that for multiple years, television and design, before I ever was considered an influencer. I mean, I only just grew on Instagram a couple of years ago. I think a couple
Yeah.
of years ago, I might have had 6,000 followers, and now I've got as many as I have. I had a bunch of things go viral, and I've never paid for follows. I've never done any of that. Everything is organic. And I think when you can create something, a platform or brand that people trust and know what they're going to get from you, every video starts the same. They know what they're going to get. They know when they reach out to me, I'm going to talk to them. I think that that's where the success can lie. If you're authentic.
I also wonder, like, I have a lot of friends who are small business owners and they're just starting out. I have a friend who's this fabulous horse trainer. I have another friend who's a VA. I have another friend who started this whole cool, like, junk journaling thing,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, right? So, like, what do you say, or what do you think most people miss when they say, like, I don't have enough to start, or I'm never going to make it, or whatever, I'm not good enough? Like, what do you think they're missing?
Well, I think if you have that mindset, you shouldn't be starting in the first place. You can't.
Damn. Yes, right.
Yeah, it sounds a little brutal, but really it's way too hard. It's way too hard to not you almost have to have a little bit of an ego and go for it. I mean, if you say that one time, I don't have enough to start, and then you have someone say, "Yeah, you do da 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 da," da," and then you get motivated and you do it, that's a different thing. But if you're constantly needing someone to complain, I don't know, I don't know how to do it. Well, you know what? Nobody knows how to do it. You just gotta you look so much like Cameron Diaz right now. Has anyone ever told you
I'll
that?
take it.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I just looked
Brunette.
like I feel like like you're dark-haired Cameron
Keep
Diaz.
talking, keep talking. No.
But yeah, no, I feel like, first of all, you have to find something you're passionate about. You can't expect to make money off of anything right away. And not everybody has when you started, it kind of has to be a side hustle. It kind of has to be, unless you don't need the money. I mean, my husband is the main breadwinner and is amazing. So I don't have to think about that,
Right,
which
right,
is lucky. But I started doing this before I had my husband, before I had a partner to
right.
pull in whatever. So yeah, I would say you have to find something you really love to do, and then you just have to put your money where your mouth is and do it. Just do it. So what if people tell you no? So what if I mean, I've had so many people make fun of me over the years. I've had people tell me what I do is gross. I mean, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. I mean,
Yeah, bless your heart. Thank you for your opinion. We wish you well in your future endeavors. Bye.
you're a jerk, but whatever. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're passionate about it and you really want to do it, you'll find a way to make it happen. It's kind of like when my daughter was really little, and it was Christmas and I had to get her Christmas. You know what? I found a way to make it happen. You
Yep.
have to find a way to make it happen. And if you're really passionate about it, you will. And I know that sounds like, I mean, what I'm saying is different than helping someone figure out the steps to take business wise. Like, if someone came to me and said, I want to be, and I mean, I've had a couple of friends come to me and tell me, how do I do this? And I'll give them all the steps and then they just take it and they don't do anything with it. And I'm like, okay, well, then you really weren't meant to do that. And that's not a bad thing. But if I
Right.
in the whole outline, like Sarah, if Like, I can tell you if I were going to start on social media right now or start a business or mine's more of a platform, I would say, more of a mission than a brand because I don't sell anything. I would say I would lay out a whole map, like how I would do it right now. And if someone wants to listen, that's great. And if they don't, then they don't. And my way is not necessarily the only way, but I can only tell people what I would do in order to create the success that I've had so far. But it can, some people have overnight success with social media. But again, my whole main goal wasn't to be an influencer. It was just part of it. But I would say if someone really wants to be on social media, you got to post every day and you just got to get on there and do it. Just got to get
Just
on
got
there
to
and
do it.
just do it. Just get on there. And you can't be like, oh, what do I look like? Who cares?
Who cares? Because we're all just normal humans.
Exactly. Someday I look so good in my videos. I was like, I look good in those pants. My hair looks good. And someday you are a hot mess, but you know what? My husband loves me. Who cares? So,
Right. Right.
yeah, you just can't. You can't care.
Yeah, because it's not never going to be perfect, and I what you just said, it really hit me as it sounds like you just decide. Like, "This is
Yes.
what I'm gonna do, this is what I love, I'm just gonna keep going every single day, and
And
who
you can't
flipping
try to be
cares?"
someone else. Yeah, you can't try to
Yeah,
be someone else. Don't do that. I love the people that are like, "Just be authentic," but they're so not authentic. I'm not gonna
right.
name names, but there's someone I can think of in particular right now that has a show, and I'm like, "That is the most inauthentic." Like, if you're not authentic, people can tell you're not authentic, and if you're saying you're authentic all the time, you're probably not authentic. I mean, just
No
like,
doubt.
you can't do that. You can't take ideas from other people or take ideas that have been done and then pawn them off as your own because that is you will get served on a platter of we know what you're doing on the internet these days. People will call you out so fast. There's someone,
Karma.
yeah, there's somebody that posted a video of something I did, upcycle that I did, and I've done it many times for years, and people have replicated it in different ways. I'm not going to say what the upcycle was, but she posted this thing and then everyone's like, "You stole it. Tag me. You stole it. And I'm like, "Whoa." Like people will,
What?
if people don't give you credit, people that follow you will call you out. Like you can't just take stuff. And hey, if you want to use somebody's idea, then say, "Hey, I'm putting my own spin on this. This was, Sally Smith's idea. How cool is this?" And then maybe she'll like it and reshare your thing. Like you have to be a cool person. You can't be, trying to you have to be a supporter of other people and other people will support you. And it's okay to take someone else's concept, but you need to make it your own. And then you need to give credit where credit is due because it's
Right.
the right thing to do.
This is so much fun, I could just talk to you forever. Okay, so, looking ahead,
Yes.
what big vision are you building toward?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, to raise awesome kids. It's pretty much
Yeah.
my main vision.
Yes,
But as
yes,
my platform goes, oh, I want to take Redo Style global. I really want to take
yes.
Redo Style to the next level. I think finding a way to create content that is engaging and beautiful and inspiring, all while helping people lower their carbon footprint, have a space, have less chemicals in their house, all the things that I love to do already, I want to share with people. So whatever platform that ends up being, I have a lot of opportunities. I think we talked about this before. I have a lot
Yeah.
of opportunities that come up. Some I say yes to, some I need to say no to, some big opportunities I've said no to because they're not the right opportunity. But I think maybe something with some type of lifestyle, more of a broader lifestyle show, or possibly something in a short, because those verticals are really popular. I don't know any
Mhm.
designers that do the shorts, like the real shorts. I don't know anybody that does.
That
That's
would be
something,
fun.
maybe that. I already have a little working title I'm thinking of. Obviously, collaborating and working more with the United Nations Fashion and Lifestyle Network, anything I can do to spread the message about the sustainable development goals that they hold and that I hold with Redo Style, which is basically incredibly important and should be important to all of us. But the way I'll talk about that is not just like I did, because that's not going to get your mom in Iowa or your grandma in Ireland. You want,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So my goal is to do it on that really fun level. You can upcycle and have a gorgeous home, and you're already that stuff's already just gonna come with it. So that is part of it, possibly maybe a coffee table book because I do like a
Oh
good
my gosh, I'm a sucker for a coffee table book.
it
I'm
just
here for that.
I know I'm here for that too. Just really fun collaborations. Continue creating. Going to do some fun charitable stuff this year where I help design some spaces for some people that really need it.
That's
And
great.
okay, what? Cool. How
Oh, I
fun.
would watch that.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be so fun.
Yeah. Well, you know
Oh
what?
my god.
Say it's going to happen. Just it's a matter of timing.
Well, it's
Every
already happened because 'cause you've decided it's happening.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
just
And that is a
right,
huge thing. Will say manifest. If you want
right.
something, start talking about it like it happened, and it will come to you. I am such a firm believer in that. That is like hands down, such an important thing. Energy out, energy in, for sure, out into the universe.
Because if you think it's not gonna happen, it's definitely not gonna happen. You just have to know that it's already happened, and you just have to, like, keep going.
Yeah, and if something
There we
doesn't
go.
exactly the way you want, what's that line from Friends? Pivot, just pivot,
Pivot!
pivot, just pivot, pivot, and do something else. And also don't try to break all the rules that are set up to do things until Y there's a timing for that, you sometimes when you first get started, you kinda have to follow little set rules. Doesn't mean you yourself have to follow the rules, but kind of the setup of things has to be done a certain way in order to, set yourself up for success, then you can go wild and be whoever you
And go
want.
wild.
Yeah,
Okay.
stuff
So,
out.
I have a few quick fire questions for you. So just answer with the first thing that comes to mind.
Gosh, wait, yeah, okay,
Okay,
alright.
number 1, Ms. Teresinski, what's a bold idea you've had recently that scares you just enough to try it?
Ooh, a bold
Mm.
idea that scares me just enough to try it. Oh my gosh, I don't get scared.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
how about this? What's something you're excited about that you're like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I'm gonna do this. I've always wanted to do this."
Creating new content, the possibility of a show. Yeah. I'm super excited. It doesn't scare me. It excites me. Nothing really scares me unless it has to do with like my kids getting hurt or something.
But we're not talking that. Don't put that out there.
But even
No.
just work stuff, I don't get nervous and I don't get scared because I love doing what I do and I'm just going to do it. I don't care. I'm 51. I don't care anymore. You know what I mean? I got this flip of this switch that's like, I don't know what happened. And I'm like, that doesn't scare me. Bring it on. Yeah. So no, I'm excited to collaborate with people and possibly bring something bigger to everyone. So that is definitely something that excites me beyond words for sure.
Amazing. Okay. If you could unmute one topic people aren't talking about enough, what would it be?
Ooh. Probably chemicals. Well, a couple of
Mm.
things. Anything related with perimenopause or menopause on a totally random thing.
You're
People
the
need,
second person
yeah. I mean,
to
just
do it. Yeah.
being a Gen X, I mean, I'm just at the start of that whole journey and like it's, yeah, that for sure. Cause
Really not fun.
yeah, parents don't give you, our boomers don't give you advice on that. But as far as just the sustainability and upcycling, I would say probably the chemicals that come into our home and stuff. Because I'd like for people to talk about that more. We're always talking about what we're eating, but I don't think people, I mean, off gassing is such a huge thing for me. And I love buying secondhand for one of those specific reasons. But there's a lot of crap you can bring into your home that will make you sick, especially if you don't off gas it the correct way. So I think people should be talking more about that and really setting up just some better regulations with that. And yeah,
Oh, that's great.
and
Okay.
also, landfills, like, people really need to understand, need to be talking like they shouldn't be scared about that, but we should be talking about what that means. Like, that's a topic. Like, do you really even know, like, where your garbage goes or, like, what's like that's something that I wish people would talk about more. So
Yeah, because they don't at all. They don't at all.
yeah, because it's like immediately when you talk about it, somebody makes it political and it's not political. But it's fascinating. It's really scientific, actually, if you really focus on how things break down. And I think I put in my little last sizzle reel that if all 800,000 people that follow along with Redo Style did one or two upcycles a year, tiny little ones, it would save
Yeah.
like thousands of pounds of trash from the landfill. Like I think we calculated 5,600 garbage trucks would be
Oh my
saved.
gosh.
So it's big, big, big changes from little changes made by just one person, and then it's the cumulative. It's really quite spectacular. So I wish more people would talk about that and make it fun, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if you and my husband were ever in the same room together, you would talk about landfills and landfill science for, like, hours.
Wow, that was huge. I can
Wouldn't
do
that be
that. Like, maybe not for hours, but I'll give him he can talk to me about it. I don't
so
know
fun?
that to talk about it, but yeah, yeah.
He'll say he doesn't know, but he knows. He's
You know.
just anywho, okay. If listeners you'll like this one. If listeners could take one action, not just an idea after hearing your episode, what should it be?
Next time you want to get something to wear for an event, or next time you want to decorate your house or next time you're having a dinner party, instead of going to Home Goods, although we all love Home Goods and
We
Target,
do.
you
Yeah.
could still go to those places, but instead of going to a bigger box store, hit the thrift store first. Just hit the thrift store first. Just make your little list and do a little junk and a little thrifting before you go. Try the secondhand route first. That would be my
Great.
take.
Great action.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. What's one word that captures who you are becoming right now?
Oh my
Mm,
gosh.
floats around in there.
Motivated.
I love
Motivated.
it.
Yeah. Motivated.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
here for that too.
I know.
Well, Sarah, this has been such a powerful conversation. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your story and your wisdom. And I do have a couple of last questions
Sure.
before we wrap. So, if listeners walk away remembering the core message, what do you hope it is?
Oh goodness. That anyone is capable, no matter what your economic background is, of having a beautiful, safe home to come home to. Everyone that can be possible for everyone. Design wise, clothing wise, you can have the things for your kids that you need. You can have all of those things, and thrifting is not gross. Thrifting's cool. Thrifting's awesome. I love it. Shop secondhand. There's no shame in it. And that um, little changes, little tiny changes that you make when everything feels so overwhelming, really do make more of a change than you think they do. Really, it really is such a huge
Mm,
impact. I mean, people have the power. You have the power. Anyone has the power to do whatever it is they want to do. For sure. So that would be, your little changes that you think don't do much really do a lot.
because they all add up
They
in the
do it
long
all.
run. Love it.
Yeah. It all adds up.
It does. So, okay, on a more personal note, what has it meant for you to share your story here on Unmute Yourself today?
Oh, it's been so fun. I love sharing my story. It's fun. It's kind of strange to share like your whole, but it's
Right.
cool. Because I remember at a time in my life where nobody would have asked me to share my story. Nobody cared. Not that nobody cared, but no one, in a broader spectrum cared. No one was asking me. And, when you're in a position, I know what it's like to be in a have a lovely home and a lovely family and a lovely husband. I know all what that's like, but I also very much know what it's like to be a single mom on my own. I will never forget that feeling. So, to if I could show myself, which chokes me up, if I could show myself where I am now when I had Lennon all by myself, I would be like, "Well, are you even kidding me?" Like, I would be like gobsmacked. So it means a lot. It's to share the journey and to show people that you don't have to feel helpless in those moments. There's always sometimes the worst things that happen to you in life bring you the best outcome. And especially if you believe it. So yeah,
Beautiful. Gobsmacked.
gobsmacked. I would be gobsmacked.
Gobsmacked.
I'd be like, what?
Yeah, I think what? I think that, like, even hearing you say, like, earlier when I'm like, "You're famous," you're like, "No." But past you would look at you now and be totally gobsmacked.
Yeah, I'd be like, "Oh my god, look at my beautiful children. Look at my
It's
hot,
cool.
awesome best friend husband." I'd be like, "Damn,
Right.
Sarah, you
Right.
picked the right one. You went through a few, but you picked the right one."
You
And
did
then I
it.
thought, "Wow, look at this platform that you've created." And it's
It's
not
so
just
cool.
me, it's my family. I mean, my husband has been such an integral part of this, and he's behind the scenes guy. He's always like, I'm labor, your management." He's so
I
funny.
love it.
He's not big to be on the camera, but yeah, and my kids just inspire me. It's like we're a whole little family unit. And so I would be it's been a really fun ride. I'm looking forward to the next journey. 2026 can be a good year.
Amazing. So how can listeners connect with you?
On any social media platform. I always say the best platform is Instagram or TikTok, at redo, REDEUX _style. I am always on. I will answer if you message me on Instagram. It's the easiest way if you want to ask me a question. TikTok, not so much, but all my platforms are the same. Facebook, even though I'm not a fan of Facebook because I have
Yeah.
some people steal my content and it's hard to track real accounts versus fake. But on Instagram, on Facebook, I am verified with a blue check mark under Redo Style. So yeah, those would be the spots to find me. And you can ask me, reach out, ask me questions, whatever. I'll help people. I'm doing a little challenge right now where I'm to ask everybody to suggest things they want me to prove that I can upcycle into cool stuff. So we'll see. I've gotten some variant. I'm like, holy cow, these are some interesting
My
suggestions.
wheels are turning,
Yeah.
Sarah. Okay. My wheels are turning. Well, thank you again for sharing your story and your wisdom with us today. And to everyone listening, thank you for tuning in. And if today's conversation inspired you, please share the episode, subscribe, like, follow, and stay tuned for more stories of leaders creating work that truly fits and matters. Until next time, unmute yourself and step into the story only you can tell.